What's up, y'all? It's D. I'm about to react to this Halle Bailey and DDG situation. Apparently, things are still, unfolding with their court case. They're trying to get custody of their son. They're fighting for custody, it looks like. There are a few videos that's going over what's happening. We're just gonna put together a few and hopefully get the full story. Let's watch.
Okay, you guys, so things just exploded behind the scenes between Halle Bailey and DDG. And this time, it's not just about them. Halle is now caught in the middle of a messy visitation battle over baby Halo. So Halle Bailey already has a restraining order out on DDG, claiming that he has been abusive towards her. So she requested supervised visits with DDG and Halo, and the judge agreed. So DDG requested that his mom be the one supervising his visits with baby Halo. But Halle was like, hell no, because Halle feels like this woman has enabled her son's toxic and abusive behavior in the past. So letting his mama oversee anything involving Halo was out the question for Halle. So now it's gotten so tense that both sides are trying to agree on a third-party supervisor instead. That's how bad the disagreement has gotten. Yeah. But to be honest, I think that's the best choice. But Halle wasn't budging either way it went. She made it very clear that DDG's mama will not be involved. But the judge did say that DDG's side made some very valid points, but it just made more sense to have an outside third party supervising his visits instead of his mama. Now, one thing that I forgot to add that I just thought about is this is a visit that's coming up where DDG is flying to Italy to see his son Halo. Now, mind you, Halle Bailey was granted an order that allowed her to take Halo out the country to Italy while she shot a movie, so she'll be out there for 2 months. So DDG is going out there, and he's going to need someone to supervise his visits. So that is what this is all about. And it's crazy to watch this situation continue to go the way it's going, because this went from two people in love to a nasty custody setup and full-on conflict. A true mess. So with all the legal teams involved, the emotions running high, this whole visitation plan has turned into a legal standoff. And let's be real, if you're refusing to let the baby's grandmother supervise, that means it's a lot that probably went on behind the scenes that we might not know about. But y'all let me know what you think in the comments. Do y'all think Halle Bailey is doing way too much by not allowing DDG's mom to supervise his visits?
How can we say that we don't know what's going on with
she's just protecting herself and her child? But I want you guys to listen to what other people had to say about this crazy situation.
Absolutely not. Okay, this is the second video.
Halle Bailey and DDG went to court yesterday. DDG and his team asked the judge, can he visit his son in Italy? Currently, Halle is in Italy filming a movie for 2 months. So DDG asked and was granted by the judge to see his son between June 30th and July 3rd. Now, while DDG is in Italy with his son, he is not allowed to post Halo on social media, and there has to be someone with DDG and Halo to
I know he tight. I know he wants to get that Italy baby content.
Now, DDG did choose his mother to be the supervisor, but Halle and her team denied DDG's mother being a supervisor while DDG is in Italy. Halle and her team said that DDG's mom is biased due to comments she made on social media. So now by June 26th...
Wait, what did she say? DDG's mom got Halo on her mind. Lord, do it for us.
DDG's mom is biased due to comments she made on social media. So now by June 26th...
Well, duh, she's biased. It's her son. But that doesn't mean that you should condone toxic behavior and, enable your child's behavior. If that's the case, because that sounds like that's what Halle is claiming. I don't know the situation, so I can't speak on it. I don't know what this woman is doing or isn't doing, so...
DDG has to appoint someone else to supervise.
People saying, oh, she biased. Duh, you dummy. You're going to be biased to a certain degree. It's her child.
Him and Halo in Italy. Also on June 26th, DDG's lawyer has to confirm if he's ready to begin trial on July 23rd. Now, before the court date that they had yesterday, Halle filed another court document. Halle has now filed a child custody order, and people are saying that she filed it the day DDG and India Love prom pictures dropped. So now everyone thinks that Halle is watching DDG.
I don't know what this means. A child custody case. She filed a child. Is that not what this already was? I don't get it. Somebody needs to break this down in legal terms. I don't have children. I don't know anybody who is in a child custody battle. I thought this was already a child custody battle, but she filed something else. What is this additional filing? I don't know.
And every time she doesn't like something, she is punishing him through the court, which is making people think that she's wasting the court resources and time because of her personal feelings against DDG. Now, the difference between sole custody, which Halle has right now temporarily, and child custody is when one parent, which is Halle Bailey.
Thank you for explaining. Because I'm like, what does this mean?
Has custody of the child stays with that parent, but when it comes to important decisions, DDG will still have a say-so. He can still visit his child. They will have to make decisions together. Now, child custody is when Halle has physical custody, which she has right now, but she is the only one that can make important decisions regarding religion, education, travel. DDG will have no say-so. She will have full say-so over everything. So he still will be able to be a father, but he wouldn't have the right to make any important decisions in the child's life.
This was the moment right here. This is the moment right here.
Here we go.
Yo, Halle right now typing up an affidavit. She just slamming the computer. Let's talk, nigga. Like, I'm telling you. You know what she doing right now? You know what she doing?
This is such a goofy ass narrative. We don't know what's actually happening. He could be terrorizing her behind the scenes and you minimizing it to this stupid shit. I doubt this woman cares that he took a fucking photo. Hasn't he been like collaborating with different women and like posting like racy content for a while now? But you want to say, oh, it's because of this particular situation. Like, this is just such a juvenile, immature, childish like way of thinking. Like, what? I'm not saying it can't be possible. Anything's possible, but to minimize it to, oh, it must be this, just sounds very childlike. Like, what?
She hollering at Brent Fires like, yo, bro, like, we gotta pop out like this. Like, I've been told, tell her to pop out.
You know what I hate? I feel like some creators and some, you know, people who are on social media, some streamers, they tend to adapt the immature mindset of their audience. And they'll be grown as fuck in their fucking 30s, 40s even sometimes, but they start to talk like their audience and regurgitate these very childish talking points because they keep seeing it. They see the comments of, you know, what their literal child fan base is saying, their teenage, you know, fan base, and they're like, yeah, because yo grown ass is sitting here and be like, she jealous because she seen India bending over. Like, this just sounds so stupid. I'm sorry.
I knew DDG was with too many bad bitches. Of course DDG gonna do this.
Does this not sound like a child, like a teenager saying, she just mad, she trying to go to the courts because he got bad bitches? Like, what are we talking about?
He's a bad bitch magnet.
He is so
you
goofy.
need to pop out with Brent Fires, but I don't think, see, Brent Fires don't got the swag like DDG.
Oh my God.
And he probably not trying to play stepdaddy. Real talk. Halle, you got to find your Stephon Diggs.
What?
Don't you realize
That's terrible.
what's happening,
Alright.
Yo,
He's annoying.
DDG found his next ball.
Saying
He
anything.
reversed it.
And he's using the word ball. Oh, I want to throw up. That verifies what the fuck I just said. You are looking at the comments of what these children are saying and you're adapting that terminology. You're using the word ball. That, first of all, I hate that word. It just sounds stupid. Y'all sound stupid saying it, especially when you in your fucking 30s talking about ball. It's a ball.
Reverse, yo, DDG's
That shit
is so
crazy.
slick. Reverse Uno. He got his female Stephon Diggs. Violate. Look at this motherfucking arch, this curvature. This fucking curvature.
Halle thinks she's
Sorry, y'all can check out these people's videos. I will link them down below if you want to hear what everyone else is saying. I don't personally care what other people's opinions are on shit. I'm gonna give my own opinion. I'm gonna keep it moving. I don't consume other people's opinion to help form mine. I feel like a lot of people do that also online. You watch other people's TikToks and read their comments, and then that helps form your own opinion, which is really sad. Think for yourself. A lot of people are sheep on the internet. You'll even see them regurgitate the same exact talking points using the same exact words and the same exact sentences. It's like y'all are just sheep and just followers. You just listen to what everybody else say and you let them think for you. I don't do that, so I don't really care what they're talking about, to be honest. I don't even know those people, so I'm gonna skip over that. I'm gonna see what they talking about with this last video, and then I'm gonna give my opinion.
Okay, you guys, so new updates on the custody battle between Halle Bailey and DDG. So earlier this year, Halle got temporary sole custody of Halo and a restraining order after alleging that DDG was abusive towards her. Now, DDG wanted his mom to supervise his visits and even tried to stop Halle from taking Halo to Italy. Now, just to be clear, DDG, by order of the court, has to have supervised visits with Halo. Outside of that, he cannot see him. So DDG initially was trying to get his mom to supervise these visits, but the judge was like, no, we need to get a professional monitor. So his mom is blocked from supervising any of the visits, and that's due to Halle Bailey saying that she felt like his mom would not be a good fit to supervise his visits because she was part of the enabling. So here's the breakdown of what the courts agreed on. So DDG can see Halo, but his visitation hours are from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. Now, Halle wanted it originally to be from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. And the visits will be supervised by Halle's nanny and security. Now, Halle's lawyer raised concern that the nanny felt unsafe along with DDG. So they had to incorporate security. So that's why it's the nanny and security during those visits. Now,
see, this just makes you think, what the fuck is going on? And nobody can say because y'all don't know him or her. So shut up. Y'all sound so stupid being like, he ain't a danger to... You don't know him. You don't know these people. So that's concerning to me that even the nanny is being like, I don't want to be left alone with him. Like, his crazy ass, like, I saw what he... like, that makes me think, like, what did the nanny see or hear that makes her feel like, oh, I need to be with security. I don't want to be just, with him by myself. That's kind of crazy.
There's no overnight stays allowed, and he cannot take Halo more than 3 miles from the hotel, and also must stay near Halle's hotel in Italy. No social media posts of Halo at all by DDG. Now, these strict rules say a lot.
I agree with that last part, though.
It's saying that the courts truly believe...
Come see your baby because you want to see your baby, not because you want some content. Like, I agree with that 1,000%.
That Halle has real concerns for Halo's safety. And I'm sure DDG did want his mom involved for emotional support, but again, the judge shut that down. But the nanny being scared to be alone with DDG and Halo... In my personal opinion, I feel like that's a bit of a stretch because nowhere in Halle Bailey's report did it say that he was abusive towards Halo in any way.
Y'all, this way of thinking is very concerning and confusing. So, she's saying that he was abusive towards her. So to be like, okay, he can be around the baby and be around other people and be completely fine with them. He's just abusive with her. So we're going to trust him with everybody else. No, if someone is abusive, then they're abusive. So to say that's a stretch because he's just hitting on her, just not the baby. How do you know that won't transfer over to the baby? Like that way of thinking doesn't make any sense to me. And obviously this is alleged. I wasn't there. I don't know who put their hands on who. I'm not saying that anything for sure took place. I already gave my opinion on what I think took place based on what was, exposed, but ultimately none of us were there. We don't fucking know. But I think that's a very goofy way of thinking to be like, well, he's only abusive to the mom, just not the baby. So relax. It's like, what? An abuser is a fucking abuser. Like, y'all sound stupid saying that.
Now, do I believe...
Impressive also made that comment, and I'm just like, what? The abusive men that I've heard of being abusive to their women, they are also abusive to their children. It doesn't stop at the woman. Like, have y'all actually been around people who are abusive? They don't just have their eyes set for just one person. I'm just gonna beat your ass, but everybody else, I'm so pleasant and happy. And no, you're gonna transfer that abuse to other people. Usually the people who are closest to you and around you the most. Like, get up out of here.
Believe that DDG put pause on Halle? Yes, I do. Do I believe that Halle put pause on DDG? Yes, I do. But I don't believe that he will harm his child in any way.
Girl.
And I have never heard of DDG hitting the nanny or any other woman at that.
So, and I'm not saying that he will, but I think it's very weird to be like, you doing too much, because I think he hit you, but he ain't hitting that baby, so I think you doing too much. I think that's very weird to say. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
In my opinion, I'm not the nanny, but I feel like all of that is an exaggeration.
This is a very extreme example, but let's say there's a rapist, okay? To be like, oh yeah, the rapist, he just raped this one girl, but he could be around these other women. Y'all doing too much. Like, he ain't gonna grape y'all. He just raped her. Like, you feel me? Like, that's a very extreme example. But to think that a person's abusive or predatory, I'm not saying he's a predator, but I'm just using my example. Their predatory behavior, to think that that's only limited to one person in the world, I think that's just very naive and silly. it's not rooted in any fucking logic. When people are abusive, when people are treating someone a terrible way, usually they'll transfer that to other people as well. I think it's very odd to be like, yeah, he only got smoke for her.
To really get the courts more so on their side and to get the public on their side. Because in my personal opinion, the nanny could probably beat up DDG if need be. But I am on
What? Okay, now we really just saying anything. Are we hearing the same thing? Am I in the Twilight Zone?
The nanny could probably beat up DDG if need be. But I am on the outside looking in, and I try to keep that in mind.
Girl!
My opinions. But I want to know, what do you guys feel about this situation? Do you feel like Halle Bailey is doing too much? Do you feel like the nanny is doing too much? Or do you feel like...
Do you even know what the nanny look like? Like, you making it seem like this bitch is a buff, like 6'4". What are we talking about? Why? That's such a weird... That's a very... You know what?
It's justified, being that Halle Bailey had to file abuse charges against DDG and a restraining order against him regarding herself and Halo. Y'all let me know what you think about this in the comments below. But moving on to the next story. Okay, you guys, so if things aren't already wild enough, things are...
I don't know. Wait, fan begs Justin to pee on her. All right, I'm gonna head out on that topic. The hell? It does sound like Halle's rules are a bit strict, but I don't know what she endured. Maybe she has a reason for wanting those rules to be that strict. And the fact that the judge granted this, maybe she has enough evidence to prove her case because they granted it in the courts in her favor. So that's something to keep in mind. We are on the outside looking in. We don't know these fucking people. We don't know what's going on. We were not there when things went down. So yeah, we can give a very uninformed opinion, but ultimately we don't know what's going on. But yeah, some things were very telling. The nanny being afraid of being around DDG is interesting. The mom, her saying that she enables the son's behavior and she didn't want her to even, you know, be there to oversee the visitation, also speaks volumes. But yeah, they're still going through it. It appears that they have a very long, I don't even want to say 18 years. It's going to be longer than that. They have a lot of years ahead of them that they have to deal with each other. So they should figure it out. Everybody grow up and mature and keep your hands to yourself and figure it out. But I already said I think they're both toxic and both on some bullshit. I've been very clear about that in my previous videos. But yeah, good luck to them. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think though, and I'll see y'all the next time. Bye.